Hi, dear friends and subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. And your host Ram is here with you once again. Well, what are we going to see today? One is I'm going to start off with some very important news. Now, it doesn't come as a surprise, but I would say a bit of a surprise, as Andrew Symonds, the former Australian all-rounder, has decided to say goodbye to all cricket. So that is something sad for Australia, according to me, because he had lots of talent. He was 36 years of age at the time when he has retired. And I will just go through his career graph. I'll also speak about him. He came into this Australian squad in a very big way there. He had that, I would say, he had the ability to hit the ball hard and long, and he was a very useful batsman, no doubt about it. But more than that, he was an all-rounder, and he was contributing for Australia in all the departments of the game. He was a right-hand batsman. He was a medium pace bowler. If he wants, he could also bowl. He could also become a spin bowler, and his fielding was absolutely admirable. He would have saved tons of runs on the field for Australia, absolutely no doubt about it. Not only that, he also came up with some great catches. I will just go through his test career now. Let us see, let us run through his test career stats here. I am starting off with the test career of his, where he played, he had, overall he played 26 matches, that is as far as test career is concerned. 41 innings, 5 times not out, 1460. But I don't think. In fact, we are. Let me do one thing, because I am not having the stats here exactly to really talk about it. I'm just trying to see whether I would be in a position to. Sorry about that. Sorry, I don't have the stats, unfortunately. I was thinking that I could actually give you the complete stats as far as Andrew Symonds is concerned. Unfortunately, right now it's not enabled, so I'm not able to really bring it on. Sorry about that. But as I said, Andrew Symonds was a great gift to Australian cricket. It's only sad that Andrew Symonds has not gone in glory, because the reason being that he was famous for all the wrong reasons too. He spat with Harbhajan Singh in that particular test match, as you would remember, and then he went going for fishing when the series was on, and then also he was also guilty of some drinking and not reporting at the net. So a lot of things are there, but he was a very talented bloke from Australia, and as I said, he was a treat to watch, because he doesn't like to fiddle around. I mean, he doesn't like to fiddle around the crease. He likes to get on with the game. He was when what really remembers vividly is one of the World Cup. I'm just trying to figure out which World Cup was it, where it was almost over. Like Pakistan had almost reduced Australia to a very sorry state, and Andrew Symonds came in and hit his. I'm sure that was his highest score ever in one-day international career, some 170 odd that he hit, I suppose. And he was really toast at the time, because Australia went on to win that match. So Andrew Symonds, as I said, the only thing what I would have expected from Andrew Symonds is probably, if he had actually gone on on to play the game in the right spirit, then probably he could have gone in glory. Because let me tell you, even the bowlers really feared him, and he was playing for the Mumbai Indians. So, but he has decided to actually, give up from all forms of cricket. The reason being that he's going to become a father, and because of the family responsibility, has decided. But as I said, it was a loss to Australia that Andrew Symonds was not there. He didn't play in the World Cup, as you know, and he played the other World Cups, but this World Cup he couldn't play. But as I thought, he was a great strength for this Australian squad. But I only could wish that he had actually played like all the other Australian players, and been in this side for, retired in glory. But unfortunately, that was not. But that ends at that. And today, the other things that are going to happen now, just going away from that. So that was some important news that I wanted to cover. That Andrew Symonds, the former Australian all-rounder, has decided to say goodbye to all forms of cricket. Okay. Now, the other thing that we have to look at today is we have two matches coming up. One is the Australia versus Sri Lanka clash, which is going to happen at SCG, the Sydney Cricket Ground, which happens to be a very good hunting ground as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. They've had a lot of victories over there. The only difference is going to be that Michael Clarke is injured, so he won't be the captain, and Ricky Ponting has been entrusted the reins to captain the side, and David Warner will be the vice captain. So Ricky Ponting is once again getting his chance just because Michael Clarke is injured. Michael Clarke has been a very, very successful captain. Now one has to see what that does to Australia, because Australia has been doing well so far, and the players have been delivering the goods. But as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, the other day that was the first point that they gained from the tie, so that would have given them a lot of confidence, and they would be probably thinking that they could do much better over here in this match against Australia, and especially with Michael Clarke, the captain who normally leads from the front, not there. Sri Lanka might think that this might be the best chance to get in some points and stay in the competition, because if Sri Lanka is going to lose, things are not going to get all the more difficult for them. As far as the Australia-Sri Lanka match is concerned, I am just trying to see what other changes would be there. I am told that it is going to be a good surface for batting. The weather, there's going to be a chance of thunderstorms too. So for Australia, well, David Warner, Matthew Wade, Ricky Ponting, Peter Forrest looks absolutely impressive, so he continues to get his place. The Hussey brothers could play today. Daniel Christian has been looking good. Whether Mitchell Marsh will get a look in, that remains to be seen. John Holland has been called on. He's a spinner, and he has come into the squad. So that is something to see. He's the Victorian spinner. He's coming from Victoria. So basically they have called up John Holland in case Xavier Doherty could be out. As far as Sri Lanka is concerned, well, they have things coming together. The other, Dinesh Chandimal has been in some good form as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. It would be good to see right arm off spinner and the left arm spinner operate on this pitch against Australia. That is Sachitra Sen Naike and Rangana Herath. Now that is as far as this match is concerned. But Sri Lanka are the ones who are under pressure, because they have to get wins under the belt to stay in the competition. Because right now Australia and India are on the top. There's only 1 point separate Australia and India in this Commonwealth Bank series. So it's basically becoming a bit one-sided. So Sri Lanka, after getting that tie under the belt, would surely be ready to go now in this particular one-day international match, which would be starting at the SCG, which is the Sydney Cricket Ground. And this would be, I reckon this could be the match. I was just trying to see whether it is the 6th or 7th match. Well, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But the other thing that I would like to tell you is today the real series starts between New Zealand and South Africa. As you know, South Africa are in New Zealand. They have won their first tour game against Canterbury, where Richard Levy is an exciting prospect. Let me tell you, he likes to smack the ball. And what is good about him is there's not foot movement. So he's like the player, like probably, I've not seen much of him, but I reckon by what I have read that Richard Levy could be a person who basically relies on eye and hand body, relies basically on the eye, like Chris Gale of India, or probably Virendra Sehwag Chris Gale of West Indies, or Virendra Sehwag of India, because that's what I learned. Because there's not much foot movement. He basically is interested in smacking the ball right from the spot he stays. And the other day he smacked, I think it was 63 odd runs in double quick time. So he looks to be a wonderful prospect. It will be very, very good to see whether Richard Levy would be making his debut today. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in full action today, along with Hashim Amla. Colin Ingram there. A.B. de Villiers would be captaining the side for the first time in an overseas tour. JP Dumini, Justin Ontong, Albie Morkel, Johan Botha, Mon Morkel, Rusty Thron is such a miserly bowler, and Lonwabo Sotsoboy, who took the hat-trick against Canterbury in the first tour match. As far as New Zealand is concerned, they are confidence personified. They are the first time, I think this series is going to be a very interesting series. according to me, it is going to be a close one. It's not going to be like either South Africa, but yes, New Zealand definitely have the home advantage, and I'm sure they are going to put up a great show here. The weather conditions are something that they know about, the weather conditions here, so that will help them. They are coming back on a very dominating series against Zimbabwe. They beat Zimbabwe in all the matches that they played. And for New Zealand, well, Martin Guptill is in some great form. Brendan McCullum is the stand-in captain there, who's also in some good form. Rob Nichol has already signaled his intention, has made his way into the New Zealand team as a permanent member. Colin D. Grandhome is there as a good fielder. James Franklin, who played well there. Kane Williamson the other day took them to an easy victory over New Zealand in the 2020 match. The spinners are the ones which is to be seen here. Ronnie Hira's left arm spinner is a good prospect. They have the Nathan McCullum is the right arm off spinner, and Kyle Mills, Jacob Oram, who is another big hitter of the ball, and Tim Southey is there to man the pace resources. But I think New Zealand for the first time is looking, as Brendan McCullum has said, I think New Zealand outfit is looking very well equipped as far as this series is concerned against South Africa. You have seen New Zealand that, there were always players like once upon a time we had Richard Hadley, Martin Crowe, but now I think the whole team is gelling as a unit. John Wright is the man in charge, so that is definitely rubbing on them, no doubt about that. He was the one who was so successful in leading India to such a successful campaign, John Wright, as you remember, and doing it for his home team itself will be a great honor for John Wright. I think we are going to have a very close contest as far as South Africa and New Zealand series is concerned, and I think it's something that one can't miss. You have to watch each and every match, according to me. Well, on this note, dear fans, friends and subscribers for Cricket Happenings, one last thing I would like to tell you is that Chris Gayle, who made 36 today, actually injured his groin and would be out of the South African Premier League, which would be starting shortly. And he normally plays for Dolphins, and he wouldn't be able to take part in that particular match for Dolphins. That's a very something sad. Chris Gayle is a great crowd puller, and one would really love to see Chris Gayle. Well, on this note, I'm concluding my Cricket Happening show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.